Training camp is right around the corner, and as always, there are always going to be players that are on the roster bubble heading into training camp. On today's episode, me, Bobby, and C-Dub, we're going to discuss the players that we feel are on the bubble heading into training camp. All that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got C-Dub, Bobby, myself, Haize in the building. You got your finger up, Bob? Oh, I thought you was waiting to say something.
Let no, we got to hold that. We got to hold that.
Wait, what's happening over there?
We got to hold the number one spot. That's all I'm saying.
But fellas, man, on today's episode, we want to discuss players that are on the roster bubble heading into training camp. You can go with a list. We can go one by one. I think we're going to have a lot of the same overlap of players. Who wants to take it away first?
Yeah, I'll just throw a different one out there. Maybe I don't think you guys maybe had this one on there. And I'm going to say either this is two guys on one statement, Tyson Bagent or Austin Reed are on the bubble. I do not think that we're carrying four quarterbacks into next season. I would think it'll more favor a Tyson Bagent with the more ambition that he has, that he wants to play football right now type, you know what I'm saying? So I would think more than Austin Reed, because Austin Reed got talent. He's just a little happy-go-lucky kid that, you know, he's probably happy at third string, learning and getting better year by year. But a guy like Tyson Bagent, he want to play right now. So I think Tyson Bagent is on that bubble, bro.
Okay.
Hey, I agree with that because I wrote him down on the list. Simply because some of the same reasons that you outlined were pretty much, especially when you hear him talk. And even when he first joined the team, he was like, I don't want to be a backup forever. And then you just recently hear him that he preparing like he the number one every single day. So it's not to say that he's going to be bad, but it's definitely going to be out there, you know, in some discussions to see if he's going to be able to receive another opportunity. But a guy that I'm going to put out there along with Tyson Bagent is Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates was a guy that my man's Ryan Poles looked at as a guy that he wanted. Couldn't get him when he absolutely wanted him. So then he, you know, ultimately grabbed him. And then Ryan Bates has dealt with a lot of injuries. Obviously, you're going to give him the respect for the experience factor. But when you still got one of the best offensive linemen to come out of Canada and Theo Benedict, we forgot about him and who went down with an injury last season during Hard Knocks. That's somebody you got to think about. And then Haize, the last time we was all together, you talked about Luke Newman. That's another offensive line that's in there. And if the Chicago Bears probably want to look at maybe added somebody down the line, you look at the money that Ryan Bates is getting, he could save you some money for a potential swing at somebody that you might be looking at down the road. And the injuries have been a problem for Ryan Bates during his time in Chicago. It's been a bit underwhelming for sure. So Ryan Bates on that list for me.
I'm going to add Zack Pickkins to the list, and mainly because I think when you look at Pickens, like the opportunities for him to make the roster have slimmed up quite a bit. I know he's a former third-round pick, and Ryan Poles, the way that he likes to hold on to players that he drafted, it makes it probably slim that he's going to not make the final 53. But I think when you look at it, you got Grady Jarrett, you have Javon Dexter, you have Andrew Billings, and Shamar Turner. You have those guys that all I would say at this point in time are going to be ahead of the depth chart over Zack Pickens. And it's mainly just because Zack Pickens is like he hasn't shown much of anything. He's only have 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles over 2 years. That's it. He hasn't played a lot of snaps. Now, new coaching staff comes in. Maybe they view differently than what the last coaching staff did, but they already got their guy, Shamar Turner, who they're grooming to be the guy long-term, a guy next to Grady Jarrett. And then on top of that, I know Deo's a starting edge, but we know Deo's played some on the inside before. They've already used Austin Booker some on the inside at times. I think that Zack Pickens is on that precipice of being a guy that's not going to make that final 53, even with him being a former third-round pick.
I think that's a good choice in Zack Pickens. I kind of liked it, Zack Pickens, when he came in with my man Dexter. I thought they could be like the future of the inside of the defensive line. But you are right. We haven't seen much of Zach Pickens, and that's just what it is. I want to throw a guy out there, and I'm going to just throw a little wrinkle in. I don't think he's on the bubble of actually leaving the team. I think that'll be preposterous. But he's feeling the heat from the guys behind him, and that's Tyreek Stevenson. It's crazy. This is just my opinion. He has Zach Frazier's, which I think they love his size. He got Terrell Smith out there, too. Is a solid backup. I just keep an eye on Tyreek Stevenson. He has to have a big year just by the heat that's behind him, like in Zach Frazier and Terrell Smith.
There's zero chance Tyreek is not going to make this team. Now, they may trade him.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I hear what you said. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, I think, too, like, you got to realize, too, Dennis Allen, that motherfucker's going to have 8 or 9 defensive backs out there. Everybody going to get a shot. So,
okay.
But yeah, Tyreek does have to be more consistent this year for sure. I went over his stats before when we had a voicemail from Darius. Like, he's in the top third of every statistical category for cornerbacks in the league. People like to talk about Tyreek like he's bad, and some he's in the top half. Tyreek Stevenson is a starter level corner in this league. Period. Now, to Dub's point though, we got a lot of talent in that defensive back room. So, and as you get closer and closer to a contract, if you haven't lived up to that, and you got a guy like Zay Frazier on a rookie scale deal, you never know what could happen there. How you feeling, Bobby?
I agree with both of the guys. Zack Pickkins, that's one guy that pretty much came in and didn't take advantage of the opportunity. We was, you know what I'm saying, early on when he entered the team, we was like, hey, bro, you got to get off the snap a lot faster. Haven't really seen much improvement in that area. And then, hell, Ben Johnson came in. They was like, hey, who's impressed you? Dominique Robinson. No word of Zach Pickens still, but somehow every offseason we keep hearing about Dominique Robinson. That's why I ain't even throw him on the bubble list, because I'm like, I don't know at this point with this kid. But when it comes to Tyreek Stevenson, I absolutely think he will be here. To me, it's just more of the mental aspect of it. You definitely don't want to take away the man's fire, but you definitely have to contain that fire. It's the same thing they talked about with Shamar Turner. When he came in, they like, hey, we need you to play. We want you to utilize your skill and bring that toughness, bring that fire, but you got to have it controlled. And I think that's what comes down to Tyreek Stevenson. But to Haize, your point with Dennis Allen, hey, we're going to be press coverage. And when he was in Miami, Tyreek Stevenson was a monster in press coverage. He's ultra aggressive, physical. He's going to make it tough on those wide receivers that he's going to be lined up with. And that's going to be good for him. And I think Al Harris, one of the coaches we brought in, he going to be on all these defensive backs' ass, because we got to be sound, especially if our pass rush is good. We got to be solid on the back end to turn over the football for sure.
It's a fact. That's a fact. I know we've all kind of mentioned Dominique Robinson at different times. Bobby, you just brought him up as being somebody who the coaches have actually brought up as being impressed. But do we still feel Dominique Robinson is on that bubble, or do we think now at this point, because of the way that Ben Johnson has talked about him, that he may be more safe than initially thought?
I don't understand why the hell this kid keep getting – what he got, 9 lives? Is he a cat or something? I don't understand.
I mean, his number is 90.
Yeah, it is 90, bro. I just don't. Come on, bro. This got to be the final hurrah. Unless he's outstanding in training camp, I can understand that. I'm being fair with that. But how many chances a guy gonna get, bro? How many fucking chances? He had the ultimate chances. Him and Travis Gibson 3 years ago, bro. They gave him the fucking Travis Gibson. It don't even matter. He ain't here no more. Didn't he get like a perfect opportunity? He had a perfect.
I mean, he had an opportunity as a starter, but we got to keep in mind that team was basically like that. It was not a lot of talent on the defensive line. It wasn't a lot of talent at all. Like, I get it that Dominique Robinson as a depth piece looked really good his rookie year, and the moment he got that starting lineup, he didn't look the same. But that's because we traded everybody on the defensive line. There was and Roquan. They was gone. It was like there was nothing on. It was nothing there.
Hey, man, what Eminem say, man? Eminem said you better take advantage of every opportunity, bro. Ain't no excuses. That's the opportunity.
Well, Eminem also said one shot. The niggas got to know he's on 4. So,
hey, but you never know what might come out of this form. Sometimes, look, I don't necessarily, like, at some point you just got to chalk it up to the game and say, hey, it's just not working out. And maybe a change of scenery could do well for him, but hey, to y'all point, if this coaching staff feel like they can utilize his talent, hopefully they can actually, get something out of him to where we're like, oh shit, Dominique Robinson in the backfield for a tackle for loss, or he generating sacks or something like that. Because for the last few seasons, we ain't, we ain't seen it. So
But I think the biggest name on here, I know we all didn't go for it because it's the most obvious. Tyler Scott up out of there, right? Like it's
Yeah, that's why I ain't
think
bring
so,
him
bro.
up.
yeah, it's low hanging fruit at this point in time. Like Tyler Scott up out of like, bro, to go from one offseason being said to have the best chemistry with your new rookie quarterback to not being talked about at all. Keep in mind, Ben Johnson loves his speed options on the wide receiver, having somebody that can bring some speed to that slot. And the fact that we haven't heard anything about Tyler Scott at all, bro. I don't even think these motherfuckers have acknowledged that his existence, this new coaching staff. The wide receiver coach, I ain't seen him mention him or even work with him. Ben Johnson, Declan Doyle, they ain't seen working with him or mention him. Tyler Scott got to be sitting there. Like, keep in mind, when we drafted Tyler Scott, people were like, oh, bet, this is the Darnell Mooney replacement. They about to let Mooney go.
It ain't work out that way, bro.
Mooney went to Atlanta and cooked.
Yeah, Mooney went to Atlanta and cooked, and Tyler Scott's still sitting here looking like, when am I going to get my
His
opportunity?
saving grace might be Richard Hightower. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Could be.
Special teams coach might be like, he's my gunner. You need good gunners. You need good gunners on the special teams. And they got Richard Hightower up here, which is why he's still stuck around for this coaching staff. They believe in what he can do with the special teams. So,
Bro, we got to stop hoarding players, bro. I used to do a little demo back early in my years, bro, a long time ago. And I've been doing I did demo people's houses who hoarded a lot of crap, bro. And it was nasty, bro. So if we in Chicago Bears continue to hoard these players, that's not going to work. We just going to be nasty, bro. Dominique Robinson, he had plenty of chances. Get him out of here. Tyler Scott, he had plenty of chances. Get them out of here, and so on and so on. We got to stop hoarding these players, bro, thinking that we can change them. They are who we think they are, bro. Simple as that.
I think it's a fair point. But at the same time, you still need players on special teams.
I mean, at that point, too, you just throwing bodies out there, bro. You just sacrifice like pawns in chess. Go out there and do something. I'm going to go out there and make a play.
For real, you still need that. You still need that phase of special teams to be good because
that's crazy. That's
I don't
tell
know.
that to a football player. Tell that to a football player.
I keep torturing myself watching games from last season, but on every Sunday. But it's been, oh my god!
You do it every Sunday?
Yeah, in the morning. So I'm the only one up. So at like 7,
I think there's better uses of. You could get several vasectomies, and that may be a better use of your time than watching this game from last.
I gotta do my due diligence, bro. I just gotta do my due diligence.
Damn.
I watched the Niners game. I said, ain't no motherfucking way they were just kicking our ass up. I said, yeah, we're gonna turn this one off. I turned that. I don't watch the whole thing. I just watch until I'm annoyed enough, and then we on to the next one. But I'm done watching because I just spent the last few weeks watching it. I'm done now.
I rewatched the Commanders game not too long ago. It was probably about a month and a half ago at this point, just so I can remember I never want to feel this way again.
That's the one game I have not even watched the NFL highlights. I do not want to watch that game, that Washington game. I don't want to watch it.
No, go back and watch our live call on it, bro. You
oh my goodness.
The collective pain on us as Bears fans, bro. Like, I can't even be mad, bro. There's still Commanders fans that come in there and troll us. And I'm like, I can't even be mad at y'all, bro. Y'all got this one, bro. Go ahead and do your thing, bro. Because it is what it is. I do want to bring up another player though that could be on the bubble here. How do y'all feel about Ricky Stroberg, this former 3rd round pick that we picked up in the middle of before last season? I think never really got a big chance. He is a center. I think he can play some guard too, if I'm not mistaken. Do you think that Ricky Stroberg is going to get a chance here? Or do you think, is Doug Kramer ahead of him in the depth chart now that Doug Kramer shouldn't be fullback no more?
I think we are where we at on the offensive line. I think we should give him a look. I think it's worth just a look. I think Kramer is on the team. He will be a depth piece on this offensive line. Guys like this, you just kind of fill in the gaps. You know what I'm saying? We might get a little nick here, nick there on a couple players. We need somebody to fill in for a couple of snaps. Maybe he can compete for that type of job. But other than that, cut him otherwise. Or
I say you let them two guys compete between Doug Kramer and Ricky. You got to see what's out there. But at the end of the day, you can still keep one of them on the practice squad just in case injuries come up because we already know the offensive line. Somebody's bound to go down for a game or two. So you want to at least I want them to be healthy. But like I said, I'd rather have as many big men in the back so we could be straight. So, and he's bigger than Doug Kramer too. Doug Kramer is a small center. Ricky Stroberg is a lot bigger. I don't know what fits the criteria of a Ben Johnson offensive line, but from looking at his previous team, all them mofos was big as hell. So we'll see. I say let them battle it out and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it because the Doug Kramer piece does matter, I think, a lot in that evaluation. Stromberg, you know, he was highly recruited in college for a reason. He was a guy that came out of into that draft that has, of course, some upside for a reason, and he's still young. I think he's Ricky Stromberg's only 23, 24 years old, so he's still a very, very young player, and he's somebody that I think that Dan Rouchard could really be interested in working with if he feels like there's something there. But I don't think that you carry Stromberg and Kramer as well as Luke Newman all into the season. One of those guys is going to be gone.
Yeah, especially with like if you move somebody to a practice squad, other teams can come snatch guys off your practice squad.
Exactly.
So you got to figure it out to make sure who you're going to lock in to make sure that they could be a good rotational piece if needed. So,
all right. Shout out to Cloud Chasers Radio. I'm surprised you guys didn't do this, nephew and Drip. Cairo Santos is on the bubble. Hell is wrong with y'all? Fuck these kickers. Jonathan Kim is here.
I don't think I think Santos makes the final 53, but if he has some of those moments where he was tripping like last year, Ben Johnson gonna be looking at him like, no, he's gonna be looking at Hightower. Hightower gonna be looking at him like.
He gonna be pointing to Ben.
Fucking non-football player.
Yeah, because I forgot what game it was, and I think it was like a 55, 56 yard, and they was like, "Yeah, they not in range." How you not in range?
And the funny thing is 3-4 years ago that wouldn't have even been a question for Santos. Now it's like, bro, like Santos. Yeah, I get what you're getting at. Even though your kicking bias is a little loud on that one, but.
Come on now, that's him being petty. Crazy.
Yeah, bro. Then they had to bring up a damn kicker, bro. That's crazy.
I'm surprised y'all ain't
and
doing
it. He a rookie coming out of college. Hell no, I need the experience.
A kicker's a kicker. Who matters how old the kicker is? They just kicking the ball. Who cares?
All right, you say that until we in the playoff game.
The way you sleep on kickers is crazy, bro.
And we need 3 points to win the game.
And this motherfucker said, "I'm surprised y'all didn't bring it up." Like we looking at
to troll me. I thought y'all was gonna troll me. What about the kicker?
No, because Cairo Santos is about to get a 3-year. Santos and Vooch are both gonna be on these teams for another 3 years. How you gonna feel about that?
Bro.
Extending Cairo for what?
He accurate. It's just that.
No, you remember the last time he got a con when I did Troy, I was like, yeah, they just re-signed Cairo Santos, and then like 2 weeks later, they actually gave him another contract.
Extension, bro. This is just, I don't know, bro. They should be paid on a year-to-year basis. Kickers. That's all. That's how I feel about it.
My boy hates kickers, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Year-for-year basis.
I bet you Cairo Santos will outrun you.
Oh hell, he ain't outrunning my man Steve.
Boy, that's a Brazilian.
Bro, you tripping a Brazilian soccer player?
He ain't outrunning.
Bro, get that man a tamale. He's done, bro. He's you done, bro. You're done. Give him that with some chimichurri on it, bro. You fucked, bro. Get the hell up out of here, man. You up out of here, bro.
This man.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I wish I would lose a race to a kicker, bro.
Bro, he's a soccer player.
Bro, you forgot that them kickers are still athletes.
They not athletes, bro. They kicking the
ball.
They is
athletes, bro.
Okay, whatever, bro. Y'all steady being nice to these people and let them
up. And he's 20 years younger than you, bro. Like, he definitely outrunning you, bro. Like,
you getting cooked, boy.
Fucking kickers, bro. Y'all crazy, bro. They are not athletes. They are specialists. That's what they are. They are not athletes.
Bro, you're crazy. You're looking at just what they do. Like, most kickers do come from soccer or other sports. They are absolutely athletes, bro.
Yes. Why they ain't make it in soccer, though?
Because they get paid more than kicking the ball like 5 times a year in football, bro. Like,
bro, you can literally have a 20-year kicking career. Just kicking field goals.
That
literally.
Don't make no damn sense, bro.
With no long-term effects.
Because how can you go get some effects from kicking the ball, bro?
That's the
you ain't
point.
gonna get no damn CTE from kicking the dog.
You ain't never stubbed your toe, bro.
Hell yeah, I stubbed my toe. Everybody stubbed their toe. Yes.
All right. Now imagine kicking the ball 25 times a year.
Y'all is something else, bro. Y'all something else.
My bad. It's ultra trolling right now. Off country.
I don't know why C-Dub hates kickers so much, bro. That's crazy.
You still need him. Hey,
And technically,
right now.
he scored
Haize,
more. He scored almost more points. Cairo Santos last year scored more points than Justin Fields through touchdowns for his entire career.
They calling me a troll, bro.
Go and look at it. What were you about to say, Bobby?
They calling me a troll.
Haize, I got him. C-Dub, if you don't like kickers that much, you couldn't celebrate the Green Bay win, bro.
All right, I'm going to chill then. That was a good one. I'm going to chill.
Cairo Santos was responsible for 63 points last year.
By himself.
By himself. I guarantee, like, exactly. Anyway, anything left, folks, before we get up out of here, man? That's crazy.
We almost there, y'all. I think we got like 2 weeks before training camp gets here.
Yeah, training camp's the end of the month.
Closer and closer on our way to 20K. Make sure y'all hit that like button, punch that subscribe button. We on our way to 20. Can you imagine that? CBC at 20K.
But hey, we appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all lock in for this upcoming week, and y'all have a great Sunday because there is sunshine. Sunshine out there.
Yeah, shit. It's been raining here all day. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, y'all.